It's update week as we check in with some of the couples we haven't spoken with probably in the past 6, 7, 8 months. These are couples that, tend to leave the biggest impressions on us or that we get the most emails about from people who are like, please follow up on this couple. I want to see. I want to know what happened there. And sure enough, this was a conversation we had back in November. Amanda is looking for a second date update today, and we're going to try to help her out. Hi, Amanda.
Hi, good morning.
Welcome in.
Thank you. It's nice to talk to you guys.
Nice to have you on. So what's the story with Rick? How did you meet Rick?
So just to give you some backstory, I went through a breakup recently, and it was bad. And I just was kind of, swearing off men. I wasn't looking to meet anybody. I didn't want to date anybody. And I just wanted to go out with my friends and have a good time. But then I saw him at the bar, and that was the end of it.
Uh-oh.
I went out with my friends. He started talking to me. He's super handsome, funny, charming. So I went home with him. We didn't hook up right away. We talked for hours. We really connected. I really, really liked him. And the chemistry was just off the charts. And when we finally hooked up, when we had sex, I felt like I had known him for a long time. It was kind of weird because obviously we just met, but it was great. And I left early the next morning. He was still sleeping, but he ended up waking up to say goodbye. I 100% expected to see him again. And I've texted him a couple times, but he's not getting back to me.
Yeah, you said he was asleep when you woke up, but he woke up just in time to say goodbye to you?
Yeah, I felt like he wanted to say goodbye to me.
Right, like he made an effort. He didn't want to let you go without...
Yeah,
right.
I mean, I thought so.
And so what was that like? Was there a hug or a kiss or anything, like the deep kiss?
I wouldn't say deep, but it wasn't weird or anything. It
like
felt
a
good.
tender kiss?
Gosh, I don't know.
Did he cradle your face?
You're overthinking it.
I mean, I wouldn't say it was the most magical. The morning was the most magical of my life, but it didn't feel weird.
Right.
I thought we'd see each other again.
Yeah. Okay. So have you been blowing up his phone or?
I mean, I didn't want to go too crazy. I just texted, a few times, but I mean, he didn't respond. So I don't feel great about that.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know.
Is this something,
really don't know.
How long were you in your relationship that you just got out of?
Years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're definitely ready to be out there dating, it sounds like.
Well, I didn't want to actually, but I mean, the second I saw him, I was like, that rule is over. I would have done anything to talk to this guy.
Yeah.
So
I love it though when someone comes into your life that completely turns your personal rule book, your philosophy on its head. Get you to rethink things.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. It's worth a phone call. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll call Rick and see what's going on in his head and how he's feeling about Amanda and whether or not there's any potential future there. As Second Date Update continues next with Jeff and Jenn, Cincinnati's Q102. So Amanda went through a breakup recently, and it was pretty bad. She wasn't really at a point where she was ready to start dating again. In fact, she kind of swore off men. So when she went out on this particular evening, she wasn't looking to meet anybody, didn't want to date anybody, just wanted to hang out with her friends. But then she met Rick, and that turned everything on its head. Great chemistry, obviously very attracted to him. There's a mutual attraction there. Went back to his place, and she said that was pretty amazing. Since then, she's not heard back from him. She pinged his phone a couple of times, but he's not responding. And now she wants to know what's up because it definitely felt when she left his place that they were absolutely going to see each other again. And since that hasn't happened, we got to see that through and call him and see what's up.
Hello.
Hi, is this Rick?
Yeah.
Hey, Rick, it's Jeff, Jenn, Fritch, and Tim at Q102. How are you, man? We got you on speakerphone, by the way. Say hi.
What's going on?
Good morning.
Hey.
Hi.
Jen, hey, how are you? What's going on?
Not much. We wanted to have you on the show for just a couple of minutes if you didn't mind coming on and chatting with us. We got a phone call from a friend of yours, and she had a lot of nice things to say. You're Mr. Handsome, Mr. Charisma, nice guy, and this person would like to get together with you again if you're open.
Okay, now I'm confused.
Do you remember Amanda?
Yeah.
What did you think of Amanda? She seems awfully nice on the phone.
No, she was very nice. I mean, it's just weird though. We'd like, okay.
Well, she's a fan of our show.
We met up, but it wasn't a it wasn't a date or anything. But
No.
we kind of got together.
No, she said you guys met out somewhere. You enjoyed each other's company enough to go back to your place. You hung out, I guess, and things may have happened.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was a pretty cool thing. I mean, wasn't looking for anything, and all of a sudden, we're having this great time. And I thought it was going to turn into something, but kind of soon after, it's pretty apparent to me that that wasn't the issue. It wasn't going to happen.
When did that become apparent to you? With that same evening or after the fact?
Yeah. Okay. Well, she probably left out the phone call.
What phone call?
There was that phone call later in the night when she thought I was asleep.
She got a phone call?
She got a phone call, yeah. And she started whispering. And it was pretty heated. I mean, it's got to be an ex or a boyfriend. I don't know, but I'm hoping it's an ex. But, I mean, she definitely said, like, I don't know, not verbatim, but, like, I just picked up this guy at a bar, just effed him. And, like, you're an a-hole. This is the best sex of my life. Whoa. And a lot of whisper screaming. But
so she thinks you're asleep. You're overhearing this. Is she in the same room or is she in the other room?
She was in the bathroom. Oh. But, I mean, it was that loud. I mean, it was right there. And it just felt to me like, okay, I'm just revenge sex or something. Pick up this guy, have fun, then call your ex and,
let him know you did it.
Rub it in his face. Oh. Yeah, I guess. That's kind of disappointing. I liked her, but I just, she left the next morning. I said, okay, I'm sure she's off to do whatever. So, okay, have fun.
Okay, so you're like, okay, so she totally used me for revenge sex then.
That's what it felt like, I got to be honest. So.
That's what it sounded like anyway.
Yeah.
Amanda.
No, that is not it. I had no idea that you heard me. Honestly, I was a little bit drunk. That was my ex I was talking to because he kept blowing up my phone. I told you I was with him for 2 years and he lied to me and cheated on me the entire time. And he was begging me to forgive him and get back together with him. And I am so done with him. And I thought, I don't know, when I got up to go to the bathroom, I heard my phone buzzing. So I just picked him up and kind of rage told him that, hoping he'd finally leave me alone if he knew I moved on. I am done with that chapter. I just wanted him to stop calling me while I was with you. And
so you told him, you and I are done. I just picked up this guy and we had the best sex of my entire life and you can F off.
I mean, to be honest, I was a little bit tipsy. I don't remember saying it exactly like that, but is there a high chance I said that? Yes. Yeah.
And I could hear you drunk whispering in the bathroom,
oh, yeah.
Hey, guess what? He was way better than you will ever be.
That's why I'm doing this. I really want to see you again.
Yeah.
Well, on one hand, thank you for the compliment. It's always nice to get
That's true.
Good reviews. But on the other hand, kind of does sound like revenge sex still. So I just... is that a thing? Is this over? Is this going to happen again?
No, it's so over. This has been months. I mean, it's not like we broke up yesterday. I totally see how you see it like that. But, I really like you and I loved being with you and I think you're amazing and I'd love to get to know you better.
Ooh, she just picked him up.
Mm-hmm. And I hope my ex sees us out together.
I hope my ex is listening right now.
Yeah, I mean, that could be fun to actually go on a first date, and then we can have an update after that, I guess.
Oh, boy.
So, yeah, I'd like that as well. But, as long as, we kind of put all that away or maybe, we control them together. That could be fun.
Yeah.
No, I promise I will not even call him back. That's it. That's it. I just needed to say it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine. I'm not a possessive or jealous person really either. I just kind of wanted to make sure where we were. That's
No, but
all.
I remember a situation in a previous relationship where I was with someone. She was still really angry at her ex. And it got to the point where I said to her, I go, listen, you got to let this stuff go because every time this dude's name comes up, your whole demeanor changes and you get angry. And I'm not saying it's not justified, but it's beginning to make me feel like we can't move forward in this relationship because you haven't resolved your feelings and your anger toward him. I'm not saying these feelings aren't valid, but it's starting to interfere with our progress. So
Right.
I got to know, are you over this guy or not?
I mean, you're not wrong. Like, I will figure this out.
Yeah. Jeff, and Jeff was used for revenge sex all the time.
All the time.
And he would hear these phone calls about it was the best
Oh,
sex
my
they ever
gosh.
had. And,
I mean,
but that doesn't mean that there isn't potential there.
so what are
Yeah.
you saying, Amanda? You saying Rick wasn't the best sex you've ever had?
Oh no, it was. That's why I'm doing this. Honestly.
All right.
All right, well, we'll set
Can't
it
really
up.
say no to that.
Yeah, how can you say no?
Yeah.
We're going to make the arrangements. We'll set everything up. It's on us. Rick, thanks for taking the call.
Hey.
Amanda, appreciate you putting yourself out there.
Thank you.
And thanks to both of you for coming on Second Date Update. This was fun.
Thank you guys. I appreciate
Good
it so
day
much.
so far. Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay, so what you just heard took place in early November of last year. Fast forward to today, guys. Here we are. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the show, Rick. What's going on, man?
Hey, guys, how you doing?
We're
Doing
hanging in. So where's Amanda?
Yeah.
Oh God, I don't care. Honestly,
Oh.
What happened?
well, to be honest, for a while there, it was good, right up until the holidays. That's when it got a little weird.
Okay.
I think it was something we kind of even talked about on the air that day. It was kind of not seeing a red flag that was there. And you know what, Jeff? I kind of blame you. The whole thing. You know what? Great sex. You're getting used for great sex, and that. So of course I'm going to say yes to the date
Yeah.
because we're stupid. Because men are idiots.
It's hard to say no. It's
What
just-
happened?
It really, well, things were going fine. The relationship was good. The sex was great. And I don't know, around the holidays, that started happening again. She started kind of rushing off to answer her phone. And honestly, red flag stuff where you're like, who are you talking to? And I mean, I don't know if I say his name. It doesn't matter. Phil.
Yeah.
Her ex, and it became a whole, oh, I miss him, and we used to do this at the holidays, and every year, our Christmas tradition was this, and I'm not a jealous person, and the holidays are tough, but she's sneaking out to have lunch with him,
Yeah, that ain't cool.
right.
and it's not a thing like she wanted to be friends with him, she wanted to be done with him.
There's something about the
and-
holidays that just trigger people who come out of relationships like that. And this was one of those, she talked about how bad the breakup was and they had been together for a really long time. And I know that sometimes you think you're rid of someone, but when the holidays come around or something that you guys used to have your thing that you would celebrate together, it brings all those things flooding back. And even though it may not be the best person for you or the best situation for you to be in, it's hard to resist what's comfortable.
Yeah. It's like the nostalgia of it. Like we
Right.
always did this with his family or her family or whatever. And that's hard to cut that memory.
But then when the holidays are over, it's anyone's guess what happened. Do you know if they're still together?
So I've actually got a decent full circle for you on this. I don't know if they're still together, and I don't care. But I do know she called me in January to get back together. And I said, well, what the hell happened? I mean, you leave me high and dry over the holidays because you want to get back together with this guy.
Yeah.
And no, that's not what happened. We just have our traditions and that kind of stuff and blah, blah, blah. So I sucked it up like an idiot and I gave it a chance and we hung out for a few more weeks. And we're hanging out with her friends one night and her good friend pulls me aside and I'm wearing this sweater she gave me. And her friend says, I just have to tell you, I don't support what she did and you deserve to know this. That sweater you're wearing, it's the exact sweater that she bought for him years ago. It's exact color, exact style, everything. And I said, that's funny because she always says she loves to see me wearing it.
Oh, weird.
Right. And then she told me she's definitely still texting him and just to watch myself.
You got a
So
lot.
I made the very mature decision to have one more good night with her.
Jeez.
Called it my revenge sex.
Oh,
that was
no.
my revenge
Jeez.
sex, and I've not talked to her again.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Well,
Oh, well.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Jeez.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Well, Rick, life goes on, right, buddy?
It does. It does. And we got a great summer ahead of us. So
That's right.
Summer of Rick.
All
It's
right.
going to be the summer of Rick.
Yes. Good luck, dude. I feel like we're going to be talking to you again.
I have a feeling.
Either on like for you or on the other side of you. Can't
boy.
decide.
Yeah.
Either way.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right, buddy.
You got my number.
We
That's
sure do.
true. So we wish you all the best.
Yeah. And thanks for coming on Second Date Update Week.
You got it, guys.
Take it
care.
easy.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So you got a couple of options. If you missed any part of that, you can catch it on the podcast later on. However, during Second Date Update Week, we rerun these every hour for our incoming and outgoing listeners. So for our 8 o'clock listeners, they'll have an opportunity to hear it, which means if you missed any part of that, you'll be able to catch it before the podcast even goes up. Live on the radio coming up shortly after 8 o'clock. So stick around for that. Plus, we'll have a brand new listener appreciation code word for you straight ahead on Cincinnati's Q102.
Thanks for listening